Hello and welcome to this guided meditation. Today I will guide you to a state of nothingness where you are no one and no body. You only are energy. And thus, falling asleep will be so easy for you. Start by laying on your back and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And out. Fill your lungs as well as your belly with fresh and delicious air. And as you keep your eyes closed, focus on your body. Feel where you might have tensions and put your attention there for a little while. You don't need to focus on anything besides how does your body feels. Release the tension by breathing into it. And feel the distance between your throat and the back of your head. Now feel the distance between the back of your head and the lower part of your neck. Bring your awareness to the size, the length, the space that your body takes. Now bring your awareness from the middle of your back to the lower part of your back. Feel the distance between your hips and your feet as you gain awareness and you sense the space occupied by your body. Completely stop and leave your body. You are not confined in these distances anymore. Free yourself from the sensations and focus on your energy, how you feel as you are the soul. You are the energy, the presence. You are the power. Feel how good it feels to be free from these limitations. You are now in a new energetical field that transcends the human body. Feel yourself floating. Feel the energy. And maybe you start to perceive certain colors, certain shapes. And as you keep your attention to your feelings, the body that carries you is relaxing, already asleep. All the tensions you kept for so long were never yours to maintain, and it feels so good to let go, to go beyond. Your attention is fully immersed in the present moment, and this is why it's so easy for you to gently fall asleep and rest and relax. It is amazing to witness and see the amount of relaxation you are able to achieve in your heart. Your energy is floating around. You are slowly getting back all of your power as you keep your energy and your focus on yourself more and more. feelings you are experiencing are beyond the 3D. You are infinite. You are energy. And as you listen to my words, your energy rests as you are already asleep, free from all tension. You are already asleep and free from all tensions.
conscious decisions. Leave it to you because you want the rest of the life that you have wanted the life that you will become. So, are you following? Oh, I'm speaking too loudly right now. Okay, well, I'm gonna go a little quieter. Does that sounds better for you? Alright, so there's a few things that you wanted to talk about. It's right back. That's what I have on my list. I just love showing you what to put back to the conversation. So let me see if I remember correctly. Yeah, I want to do that. The midst of all, in the midst of all these ideas, all of them, you must understand that there's no good one, but life doesn't work against you, it works with you. Yeah, no matter the dynamic, life is going to work with you. It sounded like a spiky ball. I liked it. But again, you see, my little brother gave me this spiky ball as a gift. I love that kind of it. I think this was a good decision for him to do. I don't know. Maybe to pull him one day. When you take a decision at the moment, that it is going to somewhere where you should be. Just checking in. Sorry, I know this is loud for you. I'm going to stop screaming in your ear. But I don't think it could go forward. To be fair, I think this is even louder. But do you see what I mean?
chill when you actually have needs and you're actually not this way won't protect you from abandonment, won't protect you from being cheated on, being lied to, and will only make you grow resentful, cutting away your chances at long-term success in relationships because it's hard to maintain a mask for more than a year. I wish someone would have sat me down and tell me everything I'm about to tell you as early as possible in my life. Enjoy. Sometimes we feel like the less we ask, the less problems we'll have. And while this could make sense, it's not because something isn't said, isn't shared, that it doesn't exist. Simply put, you can try to stuff your needs down. They'll just be lower in your heart. They'll be stuffed down, but not non-existent. And your heart will grow confused, displeased, tight. Your throat will feel like it has a knot in it. There are so many things you need and you want to express, but it feels like you can't. And that's when you choose protecting yourself from rejection over expressing what you need and truly loving yourself. That is a part of self-love. Recognizing your needs and knowing yourself so deeply that when you meet someone, it's easy for you to require things because you don't see yourself as a burden. You don't feel like people doing things for you sucks for them. You were not born thinking that you are a burden to the world. I'm sure you grew up being amazed by every little thing that you could see and being very present and having fun and being carefree until that wasn't acceptable. Maybe you tried to express your needs growing up and it was always shut down. Why are you so complicated? Why are you so difficult? Or stop being so difficult. Maybe something was taken away from you when expressing a need. Maybe you were punished for having requirements. You're only the kid. This is my house. It's my rules. Maybe you were made to feel like you are in no place to have authority in your life. But is it still the case? Is it true that you are being too difficult according to your standards and not someone else's? There will always be the temptation to be very low effort. It makes you feel safe. Oh, whatever happens, happens. Just let the flow, let things happen. And that can work for a while, especially in high school. Because in high school, you don't have real responsibilities yet. Sure, you have homeworks. You may have a friend group to maintain, classes to show up to, presentations to do. But you don't have responsibilities such as having a mortgage, paying your rent, choosing how you eat, what kind of food you want to eat, the lifestyle that you want to have, how much time you want to invest in your friendships, your relationship. Where do you want to live? How much of a family do you want? Where do you want to grow your career? What career do you want? What hobbies do you have? When do you want to spend time on doing them? And these are just few examples to show you that the more you grow up, the more requirements you need, because your life is yours to create. And of course, like I said, if you start your life being the chill guy, the chill girl, that is okay with anything, that never has any requirement, never has any complaint, it's fine until a certain point. And you will feel when that point arrives. You'll face someone that you have feelings for, that you feel inclined to please and you feel inclined to see and to spend time with. Sometimes you might be shopping for yourself and you see something that reminds you of them and you're inclined to buy them gifts. You're inclined to present them to your friends. You're inclined to think about your future and including them in it because you don't see yourself losing them. And if that's the case, your time, your energy, your care, your presence must have requirements. It must have requirements because you are pouring from your cup into someone else's. And oftentimes, when you tend to be the chill girl, the chill guy, you usually also tend to be a people pleaser. Because the goal is more or less the same. You're trying to avoid conflict and you're trying to be liked. Thus, it's very easy for people like you to keep pouring and pouring and pouring, to keep giving. Because your sense of self depends on how other people perceive you. And if someone is unhappy with you, you are unhappy with yourself. When your self-worth is defined by other people and how happy, pleased, and content they are with you, your self-worth is fragile because you're not coming from a place of self-trust, meaning that if you feel like you need something, this will benefit the relationship, make you happier, and people are happy to please you because you are happy to please yourself. The good mood that you get in after is priceless, and your energy is one of a kind. You might think this way when you start to tap into real self-love. Not the one that comes from external validation, but the one that comes from internal validation. In that line of thinking, you might have standards, but people not living up to them doesn't mean that your standards are crazy, unachievable, and unreasonable. It simply means that someone else is better suited to make you feel fulfilled. After all, we are 8 billion people on Earth. That's more than 5. If we were 5 people on Earth, I would understand that line of thinking, but trust that there is someone out there for you. From the beginning, if someone is not able to fulfill your requirements and your standards, chances are they won't be inclined to fulfill them later down the line. Usually people are on their best behavior the first 3 months. If in the first 3 months people are not introduced to what you need, they'll feel like you change or something is weird or it's not like the way we used to be later on if you start requiring things a year, 2 years, and 3 years down the line. Of course, changing is human and normal, and in no way, shape, or form am I saying that you shouldn't change 3 months after the beginning of a relationship. But in the beginning, when there is no real involvement, when you're just trying to set the tone and learn about someone to weed out if they are meant for you, you should be proud to have requirements. All in all, I believe that masking ourselves as the chill girl or the chill guy only strips our partners from their ability to please us. Being the chill girl or the chill guy has no merit. It doesn't make you a better person, won't save you from cheating, lying, rejection, abandonment, or anything you might fear. To conclude, there is nothing wrong with you having requirements, especially after the ages of 18, 19, 20, 25, 30, 40. If you're in high school, sure, you may have little requirements and date mostly for fun. But you can have fun with your friends and you can have fun with your family. Fun is an important component of chemistry, but is not enough to decide if someone is suited to be your partner. I recommend you tune into your needs and start asking yourself some questions, such as, when am I the happiest? What makes me happy? Where do I see myself in 3 to 5 years? How do I see a successful life? What kind of partner do I want? How would they treat me? What is it that we get started about what's on your heart? Let's just take a breath. Nothing more, nothing less, so that you can activate your rest and relax nerve. Of course, I'm doing it with you. I'm trying to relax as well, but I thought about what you told me previously quite a bit. And look, we're gonna have to go at it together. It's a loaded topic. It just is a loaded topic. When we talk about feeling like we're in a race, or feeling like everyone else is above, we tend to interchange feeling in a race and putting everyone above us, but they are wildly different. See, when you put everyone above you, it means that you basically assume that everyone is a great person and that everyone, random people, are doing better than you. You're very hard on yourself, and when you meet someone, your goal is to be liked by them, to be accepted by them. That's putting everyone above us. But also you mentioned that you are feeling in a race, okay? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And the tricky part is that when you feel in a race, you target very specific people to run against. And you target people that seem to be doing better than you. That can be your friends or people on social media. It can be personal or impersonal. The more impersonal you go, the closer you are to putting everyone above you, and thus not really competing, but devaluating yourself instead. But sometimes we're not even competing. We never saw ourselves as a part of the race. We're not motivated when we see people doing better. We don't think that that could be us because we are comparing for the sake of harming, because we know that it hurts. And what we are really feeling in that moment is not that we are behind. It's simply the pain of not being someone else, because we don't deem ourselves capable of doing the same thing. If you don't feel motivated when you see people doing better, you are not suited to be in a race, even if it's a fictional race against people. I don't care. Clearly it hurts you because you go look at what people are doing, you feel like you're not doing as good, you hate yourself for not doing as good, and you double down on the things that are hurtful to you to make you feel punished or feel even more pain. And this is why in the beginning I asked you to make a differentiation between being in a race where your focus is to win, and you look around and you see people doing better, doing worse, and you motivate yourself through that. I told you in the beginning, do not confuse that with looking at everyone else, thinking that you are the bad one, you are lazy, you don't deserve to reach your goals, it will never happen. When you reinforce these thoughts, what you are really reinforcing is that self-hate. Because realistically and seriously, who cares? You know, life can't be a race, because for that you need to be competing with people. But that's not your situation. You are making it your situation, not to motivate yourself, but to hurt yourself. Therefore, you must understand that your journey in life is yours. And oftentimes, when you take the shortcuts, they hurt in the end. You know, I have learned that everything that comes fast, quick, and easy leaves at the same pace. And sometimes we think that we want something really bad, but if it was given to us, we wouldn't even know what to do with it. We wouldn't handle it well. If you are not happy with your current situation, you are not ready for more. If you don't feel at peace with your current situation, because more responsibilities can mean better leadership, and you cannot lead in a better way if you are deeply unhappy deep down. But also, sometimes more responsibilities require a foundation that is solid, on which you can trust, you can rely, and you can always be motivated by. And when you're focused on what people are doing, this person, and you're comparing and you feel behind, and you think of your age and you think of the timeline that you should be operating on, you are dismissing your humanity, in which not everybody starts at the same place. Maybe you didn't have the support growing up. Maybe you were in survival mode all of your life. Maybe you had to make sacrifices to pay for your parents' expenses. You haven't experienced a whole lot because you had to put all of your focus and attention in one place. Maybe you have a neurodivergence, which does impact the way you think and you do things. And when you take your humanity, your individuality in the mix, it's hard to compare and to compete, because when you look at someone's pictures, or you are having a small talk conversation with someone, you don't see the back end. You have no idea if they have self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-trust, and thus their self-actualization comes from a place of love and not fear. In your comparison, you assume that you're the only one worried, afraid, feeling behind. But they're not going to tell you if they feel that way. Technically, feeling behind is something that everyone will experience at least once in their life. Because you could always be doing more, you could always be doing better, you could always be a little more like them and a little less like you. But if you truly were meant to be there right now, trust that you would. And in the process of becoming who you are, you do not need to pretend to be a final product. So, all in all, ask yourself, am I really behind, or do I put pressure on myself to be somewhere else? And instead of focusing on that somewhere else, I put my attention on everything that I do wrong, and the time that passes, and the thing I should have accomplished. Do I think in the future and present, or do I think in the past? When I think about the future, am I excited? Am I happy? Or am I afraid? And if you feel afraid of the future, ask yourself, am I committed to making myself suffer? Or am I committed to my growth, which will come with suffering? Thus, the moment that you're in could be fundamental, could be a transition, but you have to see and accept pain in that way. And finally, is there really an end to the race you pretend to be in? When would you be technically happy? What is the finish line that is running you? And the more clarity you have about that, the easier it will be for you to create solutions. And look, I'm saying all of this because I have been in that situation. And while I don't understand 100% what you feel, I can say that for the most part, if you are committed to yourself, it gets better. I know that sometimes you pretend. Well, I don't mean it in a bad way, like you pretend or you're not honest. That's not what I mean. I mean that you protect yourself. By pretending, it doesn't matter. Take a deep breath right now with me. And I'm not here to tell you to stop, because you are looking out for yourself, and you are doing what you deem best. But don't forget to take that shield off when you are home. I'm sorry that you learned to hide your reactions and emotions, maybe because there wasn't any space for them. Maybe because they were deemed as unacceptable. And so now you protect yourself. And I just want you to be aware that this is not you, okay? You are still that sensitive, kind-hearted, caring, respectful individual. Don't let your shield become who you are. Because I find that what you are is quite acceptable. I mean, you're human after all. I'm sorry you had to learn to hide. But what if you were always perfect? What if there wasn't as many things as you think that are wrong with you? What if you allowed yourself to be more of who you are? And what if the people who you are trying to impress or to protect, what if they weren't worthy of all that energy to begin? Are you really protecting yourself? Or are you protecting people from who you are? And I think they can handle it. Because every time you are more of yourself and someone makes fun of you for it, someone rejects you for it, the more you actually protect who you are. Now you know to never keep any of them close, because they do not like you for you. So what is it worth for them to like the protected version of you? The one where you hide, the one where you mask, the one where you pretend. What is it worth for them to like this version of you if they don't even like who you are to the core? Well, if someone makes fun of you for a part of you, they don't seem like a very nice person anyways. Would you like to be friends with them? They don't sound that cool to me. Someone who's making fun of you, someone who judges you, someone who criticizes you. That doesn't seem like a very exciting friendship to be in. I think you deserve better. And when people show you who they are, you have a right to not like them either. You have the right to change your feelings. You have the right to change all in all. And what is it worth for people to like the version of you that you use to protect the real you, who's under that shield and just wants to be hugged, just wants to be loved, just wants to be embraced? Why are you denying yourself that? What is the worst possible scenario? Maybe you would lose a couple friends, but were they really your friends to begin with? If you surround yourself with people who don't see you for who you are, you'll never learn to become who you were meant to be. And you will start to believe that this protection, this shield that you carry, is who you must be to be liked. It's what you must do to get friends, to get connections. And like I said, I trust your judgment, and you must be doing something because it's good for you. At that point, at least. But make sure to take the mask off. That version of you, that real version of you, is right there and needs you to be. It needs you to grow. It needs you to exist. And you have a right to exist. Don't you think that if people can't handle who you are, there will be people that will? And you gotta be that first person. You gotta lead the way. And I know it's not easy.